Well, good morning, folks. Pastor Rocky. Today is day 38 of our situation here in Mitchell County, and I can tell you by experience, we're tired, but we are renewed. That's the good news. Our body gets weary and tired. Sometimes the sleep, escapes from us, but yet still there's just something there that just gives you that extra kick that you just, I don't know, you just can't explain it. I mean, you're tired mentally, you're tired physically, of course. If all is well, in a little while, I'll be serving breakfast for all these days, every day. Been right there serving breakfast and dinner too, for that matter. And God gives that increase, and that's the good news. So whatever you're faced with, whatever you're going through with, God makes a way. And of course, today is Sunday, which is church day, which we get excited about that because we get together in the sanctuary. Man, listen, we're going to have a time today. What you talking about? We're going to have a good time. We're going to carry on. We're going to say, man, we're just going to have a wonderful, wonderful time today, because God has blessed us so incredibly much. The Apostle Paul, when he asked the Lord over in 2 Corinthians 12 to take this thorn away, and the Lord said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you what you need to deal with it. And that's very important. I mean, all of us would like to go to sleep and wake up and all this be over with, but that's not going to happen. That's going to be a period of time, and it could be a long period of time, and it's been already now, like I said, 38 days today. But the point being is that God will give you what you need when you need it, if you will understand that He is the provider, and He is the sustainer, and He helps us in every situation. In fact, Paul, I know you know the passage. It's a very familiar passage to everybody about the thorn in the flesh and all that sort of stuff. But there's something here that I just want to draw your attention to that I think is maybe overlooked sometimes. I don't think intentionally. I think it just is one of those things that we just sort of kind of don't pay that much attention to. And he says here, as God says to him through the Holy Spirit, my grace is sufficient for you. For my strength is made perfect. That word is complete, by the way, in weakness. And then it says, Paul says in verse number 10, therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress, for Christ's sake. So now, when I think about our situation, we don't really face a lot of this situation that Paul's talking about. He says, I take pleasure. Now, that doesn't mean that he enjoys it. It means that he knows that Christ will get him through it. So that pleasure point is a very important word, that Christ will help him. And he lists here infirmities, reproaches. Christ will help. Christ will make a way. Necessities, persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake. Christ will make a way for you, whatever you're facing. Now, we have situations where decisions have to be made. We have to decide, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there, how's it going to go, how's it not going to go. And when you get in that situation, and you have so many people that have come in to help, and so many people that have needs that come to get stuff, and you're just in this sort of a challenging situation, trying to decide. And what Paul is doing for us is he's helping us in these categories. Look at it again. He says infirmities, reproaches, necessities, persecutions, distress. In all these things, Christ is more than our situation. And that's so valuable for you and me to understand. Now listen to this verse. This is fantastic. The latter part of this verse, he says, for when I am weak, then am I strong. So Paul says to us, when I understand that my help is in the Lord, I become stronger because I allow myself to understand more and more and more that he is my strength. He is my source. He's my resource. And no matter what you're going through, maybe you're not even anywhere around us. Maybe you're somewhere where you have no calamity, no problem. Maybe the weather's beautiful. Maybe, who knows? But no matter where you are, you still face these things. No matter what situation you're in, with a relationship, a job, your surroundings, your decision-making processes, school, work, relationship, whatever it is, you still have to make decisions. And Paul reminds us that in all these situations, Christ gives us the strength that we need. So I can tell you by experience right now, this early morning, I can tell you right now, we're tired. But I also can tell you that the 38th day that I'm looking at you right now, that Christ is giving the strength and the increase. Because one of the most important things about being weak is saying, I'm weak. And I can tell you right now, I'm weak. My wife is weak. Many of our people are weak. But that's when we become strong. That's the value. And my wife and I are the only two people that's been there every single day, all 38 days. Many people have been there 35 days, 36 days, but we've been there every single day. And that's not a reward or nothing like that. I'm just telling you that we're tired, but yet God, in his amazing love and incredible care, gives the increase. So when you get weary and you get tired and you see another truck pull up and you see another load of stuff and you see all this stuff, and then all you got to do is see some kid come through and get a book bag, or get a stuffed animal, or some mother get formula that she needs desperately for her baby and she can't afford it. And man, listen, you talk about getting up on top shelf. I mean, we get up on top shelf. I mean, it's fantastic to see what God is doing. So let me encourage you today that no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through, our God is able. When you are weak, he is strong. Today's service, 11 o'clock. We're going to shout it out. If you can't be with us, watch it online. It'll be live at our church page and my page. You go forward and be blessed today because it's Sunday and God's going to bless. God bless you. We love you and goodbye.